everyone. Welcome to this week's Energy Insight for February 8th to the 15th. We are in our waxing quarter moon, and I'm super excited to be here again, live with you all. Say hello if you're on. I'd be happy to, I love hearing from people. So my name is Jackie Ellis, and I'm from JackieEllis.com. I'm an intuitive guide and mentor. I help people decode the energies that they're using so that they can transform their life into a life that they love. This week's energy insight, if you're new, what I do is I talk about, I get energetic messages from the universe to help people step into their power easier and to help guide them through their journey. So this week's messages are extremely powerful. I give an overall message as well as 3 unique messages that just help us a little bit more as we go through our week. Forgive my voice. I am just getting over a little bit of a cold. So my voice is not 100% yet. Not 100% yet. Okay, so for those of you who have been following me for a while, I want to go over the week that we're going into now. The waxing quarter moon is, I have a light mastery map that helps guide us on when we're in our power and when we're kind of in the shadows and we need how to step out of the shadows, so that we can be back in that narrow pathway of light that the Bible tells us. If you're interested in downloading this light mastery map, it is on my website. You just sign up at JackieEllis.com. The link for it is down below in the description of this video. It's a free resource. Once you sign up for any of my free resources, you'll get instructions on how to register for my website and download it from the VIP portal. Okay, so the waxing quarter moon is our week of our lower chakras. Now, what does that mean? It means that it is the domain around our boundaries, our will, our support, how supported we feel, how secure we feel, the foundations that we carry, as well as the limits that we place on ourselves, place on our relationships, the limits of things that we are, just what we're willing to accept or do for our life. It is how much resources we use, how much we believe that we have infinite resources available for us, as well as the space that we are giving for ourselves and for our relationships and for really those people that matter most to us. What are we using our space for? When we are in our power within the lower chakra, within the waxing quarter moon week, we are honoring ourselves and the other people around us with love and respect. We are master of our space. We protect our boundaries, so we don't push our needs aside for someone else, but we find a way to honor both ourselves and the other person in that moment. We are using the resources that Universe Guide gives us, and we act with integrity towards ourselves as well as towards other people. When we are in the shadows, the signs that we are in the shadows is this energy can feel scattered. So it'll feel like you are just grasping at everything that you can possibly grasp onto, things that you feel like you can control in some way, even though you know that it's someone else's responsibility to do those things, you will find somehow you will be drawn to, you'll get, your brain is in a moment when you are in the shadows for those situations, your brain can be panicked because there's things that seem out of control for you. You're not trusting yourself, or you're not trusting the universe to allow things to flow to you. And so you start dabbling into and trying to control areas that are what you believe you have control over, but you really haven't empowered other people to take control themselves. And so you overstep boundaries for other people, trying to do things for other people that they really should be doing for themselves, should be empowered to do themselves, and you have convinced yourself in some way that you would do it better and no one else can do it but you. It is when you find yourself in victim mode or in bully mode, it is that same sort of energy. It is feeling like you're either really disempowered or powerless, or you feel like you find yourself trying to overpower someone else. Those are in the shadows. When you feel like when you're consumed, like all your thoughts are consumed with all the problems that are happening, instead of looking for solutions. When we're looking for solutions or seeking solutions or trusting the universe for a solution, we are in our power. But when we are focused on the lack or focused on the problem, then we are in the shadows. Oh, here's a good one. Weak-willed, or you need to control uncertainty. So here's a situation where you've set a goal, and it is doing something that you've never done before. It is really stepping into unknown territory and being a person, or being doing things that you've never done before, but you're really excited about doing. And then all of a sudden you find yourself backing up and being very hesitant, and then trying to control other things in your life it's creating drama. It's creating drama in your life where there wasn't drama before. And when you look back at the root cause of why that is, it's because you had stepped into an area that your brain was very uncertain as to why you were going there, what was going to happen if you went down that new path, and it was like, I don't want to go there. And so it tried to distract you. It tried to create some drama in your life to try and make it feel more comfortable, when all you wanted to do was to go down this new healthier pathway that had less drama, had less struggle, had less worries. And when you've been used to going down a certain pathway for a long time, trying out a new healthier way can be scary for your brain. Can be scary. But when we are not our brain. We are not who our brain thinks we are when we are empowered to make changes in our life. And so we have the power to stop and go, I am just scared right now. I'm not sure what is going to happen, but I am also excited about the possibilities of what's to come. And this is the pathway I'm choosing to go down. and I'm going to release the need to stop myself and be scared about what's to come. It is sending yourself a whole lot of love in that moment and going, all I need to do is take one step at a time, and it will be okay because I am supported always. If you find yourself in fear of rejection or fear of abandonment this week, there's lots of ways that can come up, especially for people that have experienced trauma in that way. And those things are just ways of universe going, it's time to heal that type of energy. So anything that's coming up today that relates to abandonment or rejection, it is trying to heal all of that past trauma, but you don't need to go back down that route in order to heal it. You don't need to dig up the past and relive all those experiences. You just need to find a way to step into your power again, no matter what you are feeling for that rejection. It is acknowledging that, yes, I could be rejected. Yes, it could feel like abandonment if this happens. But I'm going to do what I'm going to do what I can in order to honor myself and honor the other person, whatever the situation is. And I'm going to love us both through it in the best way that I know I can do. If things feel overwhelming, what can you do in that moment to stop the brain from going in the spiral and step into your power? It is slowing down enough so that you can take a deep breath, look at the feeling that you're feeling right at that moment and acknowledge it. Yes, I'm overwhelmed. And then do it, write down all the things that you feel you need to do, and then pick the top 1 or 2 or 3 items that you can do right now to step into your power again. Things that can be quick and easy to get off your plate so that your brain's not having to think about them so much. Make sense? Okay, so now that we've talked about the signs of being in the shadows, this is the overall message that universe asked me to give to you. And this is what we are being at. This is the message. I'm just going to read it. Many have felt the weight of their burdens or beliefs that they were carrying weighing down on them. This feels like you are carrying the weight of the world on your shoulders and have tried to be there for everyone or everything for so long, but you can't anymore. Deep down, you know that you can't continue the way you've been continuing, the way you've been walking, the way you've been experiencing life for so long. Your inner voice, that inner wisdom, is guiding you to choose a new way of doing things. But there has been resistance or uncertainty that has been stopping you up until this point, up until now. Now you have reached a moment where you need to keep moving forward. You feel that pull to keep moving forward. So you are leading the way for yourself and others towards a better life. A life that you will love and one you are envisioning for those that you love. To know the path and the intuitive wisdom guiding you, slow down and reflect within. Listen to the wisdom from universe as he sends you support and guidance along the way. When you can continue this method of creating that strong relationship with that inner wisdom and guidance, you will enjoy more self-mastery moments. Whew. Okay, so what does that mean, self-mastery moments? Self-mastery moments are moments where you aren't reacting like you would have in the past. You are choosing to use new tools and new ways of inner reflection so that you can not react, but actually reflect and see the lesson, the learning opportunity, the growth opportunity for yourself in that moment. It is not reacting because you discern between how, the energy people are projecting towards you versus your own energy that you are using. It's knowing that you are at peace in that moment, even though someone is, expressing a very angry vibe towards you. And knowing that you don't need to react to that other person, you can just send them love and walk away. Or send them love and let them know that you're here to give them a shoulder to cry on, or lend an ear to listen to whatever they want to vent, they want to express to you. You don't have to take on their burdens, but you can be there for them as they work through what they need to work through. Excuse me. Okay. Does that make sense? I want, if you're watching this on the replay, I'd like you to put down a comment if the self-mastery explanation makes sense to you. Or if you have a question, please put it in the comments below. Have you experienced a situation where you were able to actually do that for yourself, where you were able to pause before reacting and use the tools that you've been given to figure out the growth opportunity here? Even if it was you started to react, but then you stopped yourself as soon as you noticed yourself reacting, and you pulled back enough to say, you know what, I'm sorry, this is something that I need to work through. Can you just give me a moment? And then go somewhere or excuse yourself from the conversation and work through what you need to work through. Have you ever done that? Because that in itself, when you are able to do that, that is self-mastery. That is mastering your own self so that you are honoring yourself and the other person in that situation. Okay, now there's 3 messages that universe has asked me to give to you for the week of February 8th to the 15th. So the first one is continue to lead the way for yourself by cutting through your illusions. Holding healthy boundaries, but with a nurturing and loving energy that honors everyone involved. It's okay to say no. It's okay to say, this isn't for me. But it's not okay to be rude about it. It's not okay to, pour gasoline on the relationship and light the match and blow it up. Like, there's healthier ways of doing it without hurting the other person. But it's also when someone is reacting in ways that aren't necessarily healthy for them or you. They're being rude to you, or they're showing anger towards you about something. You don't have to stand there and take it either. You can lovingly excuse yourself in a way that is sending them love, but at the same time going, I this is not for me right now. I need to leave. And you can exit yourself however what way that you feel that you can do that. That's the way that you honor both yourself and them in that situation, because then the relationship is not becoming more toxic, and you are not allowing them to stay in that shadow space by projecting and trying to gain power and manipulation over you. And you are not allowing yourself to be a victim in that situation either. So you're both, when you allow yourself to exit that situation, you are then stepping out of the shadows and giving the other person an opportunity to step out of the shadows as well. Know what matters to you and confidently be the change that you need going forward. Okay, the second one. An abundance of awakening moments are possible for those that are open to receiving them. They will be sent through various methods of communication to us. They could be divine downloads. They could be intuitive nudges. They could be news. It could be messages through the news. It could be messages through social media. It could be an EBS. It could be, friends calling you up and having a conversation with you about something, or it could be something that you are guided to read or guided to watch. Whatever it happens to be, those awakening moments that you are guided to go through, to experience, to stretch your belief system about something, change your belief system about something, every one of those awakening moments will help you expand and grow and deepen your relationship with your higher self and with universe. They're meant to create new foundations of support for you going forward. It may not seem that way at the moment, right? When you are going through those awakening moments, those growth moments, they're not always easy. They're not always as simple as I just expressed. Some of them could be foundation. They may shake your foundation. And you may struggle with it a little bit. But recognize when you are struggling with it, because then if you work your way back to the moment where you started noticing little changes in how you were reacting to situations, when did that start? At what point did something kind of resonate through you and kind of didn't sit well? Those are the moments that shake our foundations. Those are the moments that stretch and expand us, and it's a mirror for universe going, here, this is actually what we should be believing. And I know it's hard for you to see, because you may have been you have believed something completely different for a very long time. But universe wouldn't have shown you that if you weren't ready. Universe wouldn't have shown you that with loving energy if it wasn't meant for your highest good. So now you're at a point where you get to choose whether or not you're willing to release that old belief system and accept the journey for what it is. Accept the ability to be able to learn what's different about what you believed before, and how beautiful the universal resources that are available for us, the universal knowledge available to us, is expanding and infinite. Expanding and infinite. That's really what it is. The resources that we are given by our higher power energy that is there for us always, that is supporting us through each one of our journeys, is expansive and infinite. And a lot of times the beliefs that we have been conditioned to believe all these years have been finite and limited. And God wants so much more for each and every one of us than finite and limited. We are not finite and limited beings. We are expansive and beautiful, infinite souls. The third message that came through was, this may be the start of an emotional week for many. For those experiences that shake old beliefs, acknowledge your feelings and ask how you can release what is no longer helping you. Ask how you can let go of the past so that you can continue building the life you want for yourself and for those that you love. Lots of times when we are in the shadows in the week of our waxing quarter moon or the lower chakras, when we're in our lower chakras, our lower chakras are our own self-empowerment. It is our own confidence builders. It's about boundaries, and it's about safety and security. It's about our creative energy and how we're using our creative energy. And when we are in the shadows for all of those things, we are not aligned with our highest self. We are not confident. We aren't empowered. We aren't, or maybe we have too much confidence. And we're going down a road that is like very much all about me, when our purpose, and we know our purpose is really about helping others and being there for other people. You know, when we are at the self-mastery stage where we are learning to self-master ourselves and step into our power in a way that is not only loving for ourselves but loving everyone, like loving the journey and loving being able to help other people along the way. When we are doing that, it's the little things. How are we trying to control ourselves? How are we not allowing ourselves to release what's holding us back. When we are tethered to the past or tethered to an old belief about something, we are trying to control where we're going. We're allowing ourselves to be held back and not being who God wants us to be. He wants so much more for us. But what that takes is us learning to really, really send loving energy towards ourselves. Learn to trust our steps that we take. Learn to trust ourselves as we take those steps, to know that we are supported by not only by the fact that we are following our intuition, following the divine guidance that we are being guided to do, but we are trusting universe to bring forth the resources that we need when we need them. And even if the timing that we would like them to come isn't necessarily right there when we want it to be, it's trusting that it will be when we need it to be. When the timing, the divine timing is right. This week has the potential to be massive for many of us on a global perspective. And we are being asked to really step into this loving energy that is flowing to us. Soak it in and then allow us to radiate that loving energy out to those that don't know how to do that for themselves. Thank you so much for joining me on this journey. Thank you for watching this video. Please do like, share, and subscribe if you haven't already. Until next time, be simply you. Take care.